Alright, what it is, what's happening. Ignition system off of 18 horsepower. I mean 25 horsepower. Let's get it right? So we had no fire. And that's the coil. So checking the coil. But look, I got it on. Put it on this 20K. That should be fine. That should be fine. But if we go, actually, if we go back, like continuity, if you go through here, this will check your primary side. So we got continuity of the primary side. It's almost always the primary side is fine. It's the secondary. So we're gonna put our lead, test lead, either one, doesn't matter. And then inside this coil, there's, you know, a little place where that goes into the spark plug. And if we just test on it a little, we got nothing, doesn't even try. I'll go to 20K. Yeah, see, nothing. Doesn't even want to try. So we got a back coil. And then on this one, it's pretty good. I think I remember it being pretty decent. I don't know. This one I still got the plug wire connected. I think it's this one. Could be the other one. But if we check the secondary side of this one, you know, it's showing us 5.81 kilo ohms, almost 6 kilo ohms. So that's a good coil. I mean, you could also do the continuity check on this, but it almost seems like, my experience, all these coils, the primary side's always good. It's secondary. So I guess the secondary, it takes so much, I don't know. But I took this one off, and so we're going to replace them. So first I ordered just one coil. And then I got to thinking about it. I was like, man, so I don't know. Maybe we'll keep one on the shelf, but I got another coil. Johnson Evans coil. Part number 0584477. Came from Leaders RPM. It's just somebody I bought it from. Anyway, I guess new old stock. A couple of screws. We won't need them. And we got a boot. We may need that boot. I've got some 7mm spark plug wire. So I bought a lot of extra because I use it. And then I was doing a test on the condenser, and it didn't look very good to me, so I bought 2 condensers. Part number 581419. Can you see that? Can you see that? I don't know. Not a very good camera guy. 581419. But they come in a set, so you can't just buy one. And then I got to thinking, well, I got one coil. Why I should just get another coil. So let's see what this gives us for resistance. Let's go like, oh. See, these coils are made much better. Like the electrode, so much better. What are we on? Here's where it makes a liar out of me. So its resistance is 4.33 kilo ohms. I guess let's just make sure you can see that. 4.33 K. And the other one was 6. So it had more resistance. A little bit more resistance. So I think he'll have better spark on these. But I got two because I'm thinking, hey, they should be matched. So we're gonna go ahead. I got another one. Liters RPM. Hey, can you see that part number? 058447. That's almost all of them are that. So take this off, take condensers out, install our wire. Also, this is like they shrunk wrap this, right? So it never gets that hot. I mean, 100 degrees, maybe 125 degrees, maybe the spark plug wire will take. This is even more modern spark plug wire. So it'll really, it's just a simple electrode, but it's pretty much rubber and copper wire. So I mean, it's a lot better. So I'm saying don't use this. And then, but we can kind of measure them. I don't have the boots yet. They should be coming. So also notice like this little deal right here. Okay, all the way back they would put this little thing on here to denote it's number 1. So if we want to put that on the other wire, we'd have to undo this. But I choose to just number them with a piece of white white paint. Put number 1, or like right here, number 1, and then this one would be number 2. I think it's just smarter. I don't know. You can put this on there. Just don't squeeze it. I don't think it matters. But then I gotta get it off. So I guess the thing of it is, like the points. Okay, I would have ordered points, but the points look almost brand new. Like they look great. So I think I'm gonna leave the points, and I'll probably just file them a little, maybe. If they're off to one side, or like they're going like this on the points, or like you can tell like one side's worn a lot, then you want to replace them, or you try to line them up better. But they're pretty simple to do. Now I got a bag. I just made a bag with all my parts. So we just take this guy out of here, and this guy. And it's pretty simple because it's only a few screws. We'll set that to the side. Now we'll have to probably honk it down on this one. Big screwdriver, fits in the slot really tight. Break that chemical bond. And same thing with these. Now, when you're putting these together, you know, they got a ring you can put on them and all that. And honestly, as long as you get these, see there's a little aluminum piece right there. As long as you get that little aluminum piece even on both sides and just take your thumb and feel it, you're fine. It's not that hypercritical. So now this is off. I can just pull it out. That's how easy it came out. So both of those coils were just trashed. And I got this loose on the bottom. You take a couple of, like there's a clip here that holds the wires down. You can see one's left here. I just left it on because it's the kill switch. And I'm not liking this, but it's probably the wire inside there is okay. I'll take a continuity checker and check the wires and make sure they're just solid. If they're not, which I'm almost certain they are. But anyway, I've got this loose now. I can just pull this wire out. Should be able to just maybe pull this wire out. And then I'm going to set this aside. And then we're back to this. So then we could just take our points out. I mean our condensers out. So there's our oiler. And you got to make sure your oiler goes back on. So now where was that? Oh yeah. It's kind of like over here or whatever. Well, anyway. We can take our old boots out, inspect them. I got new ones. But condensers, sorry. Getting off track here. So there's our condenser. Just throw that to the side. Kind of wipe it down. I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna take it outside, spray hose it down with some kind of cleaner. You know, maybe my B12. It's like brake clean in a can. Only a little more expensive. So see how this has got this weird, odd aluminum shape. So that's got that same shape. This really kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, what? Because they usually don't even come out. This one came out real good. Easy. Well, we'll put that on at the last because it won't just fall off. Then it's just a matter of measuring out some of this spark plug wire that I got. And you know, we could actually use this to kind of get a base. I might trim it a little extra long. I mean, I got 10 feet of this. And it's super duper cheap. So, here's this long one. And let's just cut it. Let's cut it. Oh no, this is the part. Oh, you messed up. I'm gonna go a little long. Alright, there's that one. And then I'm gonna wait. I got another piece that's smaller, so I'm gonna keep this. Actually, I didn't have a lot. I was short one piece that was long enough, so I just ordered this. But I think, what did I do? I have to move it. I'll move you over here. Look at it over here. Whoa! I'll move it over here. Look at it. Alright. So now what did I do? Yeah, like I have this piece. I have some other shorter. I mean, I just kind of keep it because, you know, so like this one would be this one. Here, 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 here. And yeah, it's almost as long as the other one, so that's fine. And then this just get thrown over here, so it's trash. And then I like to just look at the ends, and then sometimes I'll just take a little bit off the ends. I know you're not supposed to, or you don't have to, but I kind of think it makes a better deal. So like on the end, I just that exposes the line a little bit, so when I put the keeper on there, you know. Alright, but there's that. And then so like on this one, I would just look at this end. This one's okay. This one's almost perfect, really. And then, you know, like this end came from the whatever's. And so I'll just take off the little end, and then I'm gonna wait on this end, you know, or I'll do the same thing with this one. I got these little die cutters, and they cut really straight. So now I got my 2 spark plug wires, and you know, obviously one is, you know, longer than the other, so we need to know, okay, well, what's one and what's the other one. So one is going to be your shorter cable, and it's going to come up, you know, because it's over here. The other one's got to make its way all the way around. So what I like to do is just kind of stick this in here, and then, you know, we came with our new boot. What did I do with it? It's right here. And just put this over there like so. Can you even see me? No. Hey man, you can't see this. Hey man, dude, I can't see what you're doing there. Well, no kidding. Anyway, so sometimes I might, like, this one's tight, so just pull it back off. Take some silicone spray. I can get the silicone spray. How's this doing? It's doing alright. It just, you know, won't hurt anything. I didn't have to spray that much. But you slide that dude on there, and then we'll put the coil on now. So this guy, you know, it's gonna set like so. So we're gonna just mash this dude in there. And I like to, you don't have to do this, but I like doing it. I know I got a good seat. And then I'm gonna pull up my little boot. Once I know I got it skid, slide it back, and then we're basically, you know, we're done. Then we just gotta pull over our ground wire over here, kind of deal, and then connect this guy to here. I like to tuck these wires back underneath because there is a little groove. You can't see it, but see how it's got the little groove. Where's my flashlight? Here's the setup. You just kind of tuck them back under here, just so they're not in the way of the flywheel, is what I'm saying. I guess that's what I'm saying, man. They're gonna connect to this, so you got a little bit of, you know, room. Whoops. Anyway, and then so we got our new condenser. Get us a pair of scissors. And then, you know, it's gonna live right here. Might as well do the other condenser while I'm at it. Where's that other little piece? Screw. on in there. Sometimes I think it's easier to do with a screwdriver. It's like you can line it up. There it is. That's about how tight. About 2 thumbs, a thumb and a middle finger. Yeah, that's about how tight I'm doing it. It ain't going nowhere. And then, so then, like this one's done, so we can kind of put the screws in it. And again, like you want to get this screw, this part of the coil back around. So if you gotta go around like this or something, I don't know, but really it could just go right here like so, just as long as those are out of the way. Alright, so now we got 2 screws. One's holding the ground. This is our ground right here, goes in like so. Get that dude started. Yeah, this aluminum, a lot of times I do like to use a screwdriver just to get it started. Sometimes with my thumb it's really difficult. So, and then we're just gonna move this and kind of get it, what I was talking about earlier where, yeah, well that one was fine, but earlier where, you know, it wasn't that critical. So I'll set these in a second. I'm gonna get the get those in there. Now this one I will kind of ratchet down a little bit, and if you're really worried about it, put your finger there to hold the this part of the wire. I can't think. And I just want to get this over to about here, but then I don't want the wire to turn. And I'm gonna hunker down on them pretty good, but don't strip them out. But again, like you're gonna do this whenever you adjust this. Like I can almost do it right now. I can put my thumb and forefinger over it, and or yeah, forefinger, thumb, forefinger over it, and then, you know, give her the beans. And then on same thing on the other side, just, you know, take your thumb, your finger, you can feel the edge, and the other one's on, so you should be able to loosen this one and push it back just a hair. So like if it doesn't want to line up, you know, you have to go back and forth and get it lined up. See, now there it's pretty decent. Like this has got to go just a little more, and you'll find the happy place, and then give her the beans. So this one now feels a little, it's getting better, but this one needs to be pushed back. And like I said, you could use some Loctite, but I don't think you need to. I mean, it's pretty tight. It's tight. It's very, very tight. I got the 2 screws. We don't need to reuse those screws. I'm going to keep the original screws with the engine. Of course, this is where that'll go. And we can start this. It's kind of weird. It's almost like it's threaded, but it's not. And then it'll drop once it gets there. See. Anyway, but we need to pull it up, so I'll do that in a second. Anyway, I got my other coil here. And it's the same thing. It's you know, it's gonna go with the ground up top, but this is gonna go over this way. Just try to feed that wire back where you can get it off of the. So we take our other spark plug wire, and we cleaned up the ends, and we're just going to feed it through first. So and then there's our new boot, a little silicone spray. Same thing, just stick spark plug wire in this little hole. And I'm right-handed, so it's easier for me to do it this way, but I do like a twisting motion. And if you're unsure if you got a good connection, just turn on your meter and you're gonna go, you know, from the wire, like in here, you know, just stick it in the end on the electrode, and then we're gonna, well, we gotta hit power. But I got, see, now 4.34, yeah, so it's making a good connection. So now we can just take our little piece of keeper, I mean that's really what it is, this little boot, we'll just slide it up. Now that guy's ready to go back in here. We're just going to route the wires so that they're not going to touch anything on the, you know, the crankshaft is what I'm saying. So, but we're going to get it mounted first. And those screws are in here, because I've taken it off. I have to pull some stuff out of here. Yeah, of course. Give her the beans. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna let this wire go once too, and then I'm gonna try to just bend it back a little. It's fine. There's nothing getting in the way of it, except for maybe the flywheel. So then when you connect the points, you got these little screws, and basically the ground wire, and then you got like your coil wire. That all has to fit inside these screws. And so like this one, we're going to just tuck this wire way back here where it's not going to get interfered. Just take the screw however you can and get it started. It's kind of a pain, to be honest. And you just got to kind of bend it down to where it's going to go in there. Sometimes, like I said, it's better with a screwdriver to get it started because it's so small, you know, and then my eyes aren't great. There is that. Get on in there. Yeah, get on there. Sometimes I gotta take my glasses off. There we go. Maybe. Get on there. Not sure what's happening here. Well, huh. Yeah, just gotta find the hole. Get in, like Happy Madison, get in the hole. So yeah, it's sticking up pretty good. Basically, we want to just get it down as low, as low as we can. Make sure all our wires are tucked back in here. Get in there. There we go. So basically I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And it's a real joy. Maybe this one will play a little nicer, I don't know. Get out of the little screw, where's it at? It's right here. Maybe it started in the condenser wire? I don't know. There's the coil wire. And then basically here is, get on there. So the ground wire is not really a ground wire. So the wire that goes to the stop kill switch, all it's really doing is so one, how do I explain this? So one of the coils, even it's DC voltage, right? But one of the coils, what it does, yeah, I can't find the, it's not easy. I hate this. I mean, it works great when it's connected. But one of the coils, this generator like an alternate frequency. So one of the coils, what it's doing is whenever it's in its positive waveform, the other one is in its negative waveform. And get in there. Wow. Things are struggling. That's not even close. That's why. Get on there. Yeah, so when one of the coils is in its positive most position, the other coil, see, I don't like how that is. I don't know if I can turn it or not, maybe. I just didn't like how that cable or that wire was sitting there. So on one of the coils in the positive part of its waveform, the other coil is going to be in the negative. So it's now, like when you hit the switch, now one waveform is being sent to the other one, and then like I said, these I like to just bend them back. But yeah, so then it causes them to basically cancel out, and then you don't get any fire because all of the voltage is being drained off. And that's basically what the cap does here. This condenser is a cap, and that cap charges up, and then whenever the points are not making contact or making contact, then it has a place for it to go to. You know, before it didn't have a place to go to. There's no path of least resistance, so it couldn't go anywhere. There's just nothing to go to, and as soon as the points close, then, you know, suddenly it has a place to go to. When the points are open, then it's charging, because it's basically sending the voltage out of the coil and back feeding into the condenser or the cap, and so that's how it works. The cap's charging and discharging all the time. You could actually look at this on a scope and you can see it. Now hopefully I don't have that backwards or what it is, but that's the basic principle, you know. So when the points are closed, you know, when it's open, it's charging up the cap or the condenser, and then whenever it closes, then it's allowing signal to pass, and then that's what goes out through the secondary of the coil. You know, or is it points are closed, it's charging the condenser, and then, you know, as soon as you have nothing, then it's allowing the voltage to pass out the coil. Who cares? As long as it works, right? So what do you guys think? I just have to go read it, see what it says. I know how it works, other than explaining it. I don't know if I can explain it right. I can't explain it, Lucy. And then now we're here, and so let's see here. We're gonna go this way. So this would be number 1, right? This would be number 1, and I think it's just gonna go right out here. That's it. And then number 2 has to float around over here. It's gonna go something like so. So we got 1 and we got 2. And later on, when I get my boots, just to remember, this paint pen is not worth crap. I have to go back to Hobby Lobby. Here, how long are we recording here? 45 minutes. Okay, let's save that. Anyway, later on I'll know that's... Come on. There it goes. Alright, so, but anyway, we're going to have one of these. I'll try to do this faster because... Yeah. Come on. Come on now. I know that's the one. Alright, there's one there. And there'll be this one. Here. Like if you ever have to take... Well, come on. That's what I mean. Like sometimes it's just easier to do with a screwdriver than your fingers. And then there would have been one here. What else I've forgotten? Because I got, was it 3 more screws? That's not that, that's not that, that's not that, that's not that. So I got these 3 screws. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. You got this. Sorry. There we go. So yeah, you got to take this off. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. This is like, you know, the throttle arm that connects to the tiller, connects to the knee bone. Yeah, this should be it. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's anything else. I think it's just these 2. Now you could put a little bit of a heat shrink just here as like a, you know, as a kind of a, just a little bit of a, so they're not so loose, and it'll give a little bit of strength there. So I mean, I can do that real fast. I think I can. Maybe not. Depends if I got any heat shrink. I got some somewhere. Where do I got some? Well, anyway, you don't have to. You can use a couple of tie wraps if you wanted to. Find some heat shrink. I'm gonna put a little piece here. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna go have to hunt and search. Or is it in here? Wait a minute. Hang on. Well, there's that big piece. There's some smaller piece. That's more. This will work though. I I think I got this at Harbor Freight. This is actually pretty good shrink wrap. I don't even need that much. I'm gonna go about like this. And then I'll heat shrink it later. That might be the boots right there. I hear the mailman, so I know they were out for delivery. Hopefully they are. So yeah, just get it up to about here and then just heat shrink it, and that'll give it some strain relief. Okay, don't do what I just did and forget to put on your wiper. It goes right there. That kind of threw me for a loop. See that guy? I got it in place. And make sure your wires are out of the way. If you go to this post with your ground wire, it'll be out of the way of this Phillips. Otherwise you had to snake. So don't do that. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, and then this one's all set up. Make sure all your wires are tucked in somewhere out of the way. So I got one wire on that one that I need to kind of look at, and then on this side we also have that one. So we want to try to get those back there just as far as we can so they're not in the way of the flywheel or anything touching it. So like this one, make sure it's really tucked back in there. If you got to go around, I mean, you could go around this way. These are almost where you could. Might look at that. I don't know how much heat these caps build up, because caps will build up some heat. But I mean, it's not good. So you may have to, I don't know. Let me see what I can do. Okay, well, holding the camera, trying to hurry up because time. Don't do what I did. So I put the wiper, had to put the wiper in there. It's, you know, that guy. Just make sure it's kind of clean. I mean, it's oily. I think it's fine. What do I do with my light? But yeah. So there's the wiper right there. Just make sure you put that on. The other thing that you should do maybe is like you got this Phillips head right here. So put your bolt here and the Phillips head here, and then your ground wire for the coil will come over to here. See how it's out of the way? And then just make sure that it's out of the way of anything, the flywheel or anything. Make sure all your wiring is good and out of the way. So I got both my Phillips heads in now. I've got this. Wiring's tucked back. It's out of the way. Everything looks really good. You know, I got access to both of my Phillips that are right there. And then, you know, this other Phillips that's right down in there. So I got access to both of those. And then of course this one and this one is what locks it down. And then the only other thing that I need to really do is I do need to, you know, look at his ground wires. Thought I'd look at those real good and make sure they have continuity. I'm sure they do. I can tell if it's got continuity by just, you know, putting it on the thing. And on the thing, now it's connected. So really, to do this right, we probably have the condenser, the points, and the coil disconnected. but go from this to ground, and we got it. And then same thing on this one. So yeah, that works. That's fine. So the only thing, really, the only next thing to do is throw it on the engine. Oh, one other thing. There was a ground wire. This engine had an additional ground wire. I think it doesn't need to be used. But I believe, I'm not sure if it goes here, here, or here. I think it goes here. And then it connects to the engine, so I can figure that out when I throw it on. I haven't shrunk wrapped this just yet, so I was going to do that when I get it on there. And other than that, she's good to go. We could have checked, just to make sure that you're labeled right, like I labeled number 1. We could throw her on like 20K, and of course this is connected, so, but we're gonna do it, see if we get anything. There's our electrode. Yeah, 4.42 kiloohms, so that side's good. And then this side, we'll go to the other one. Four 4.39. I guess you can't see the meter. It was over here. Should have had it kind of in the shot. We could do that. We can do that. So the number 1 will be in the front where it glides against the carburetor linkage, which would be your primary pickup. So number 1 is going to be the one in the front. You could even mark them if you need to, but what I'm talking about is in the front, this is going to be number 1. Back here where the linkage is for the throttle, that's going to be number 2. But number 1 I marked, and so I know that's number 1. So I'll just put my meter on this. Come on now. .38 kiloohms. And then the second one, did I do that right? Yeah, 4.42. And then we're going to go to this one. It's not easy to do. .39 kilos. So both of those are good. It's good to go. It's ready to be put on the engine. Anyway, thanks for watching.